What up, what up, what up, everybody? This your boy KO, and this is another interview with Life, baby. In the car, I got
black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. Right? All right. So I can film you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I can share this on my page and my channels to enlighten people.
What up, what up, what up, everybody? This your boy KO. Let's take this ride. This is my interview with Life.
So we was talking about Donald Trump, right? And she was saying he got how many counts?
34.
34 counts. How you feel about that?
In a way, I'm kind of like excited that, he got convicted for those charges.
Why is that?
Because, they done made an example out of black people just for a little marijuana and, little petty stuff and sent us to jail.
All right.
But who's to say that he's going to
in 3 months?
So you think that, it's a, how do I say this? Now he get to see what black people feel like.
Yeah. Especially if he go to prison.
If he go, you think he going to prison?
I know he's not going to prison.
He ain't going to prison.
He ain't going to prison.
He ain't going to prison.
He's not going.
He ain't going to prison.
But that's us. We need to stick together. We the only culture that does not stick together. We the most powerful culture there is that God has made. So if we stick together like the slaves did when they was reaching for their freedom, tell me what won't happen in our state here in Missouri.
And that's what I tell people all the time. I tell people that, in less than 100 years, we was fighting for against systemic oppression. And then in less than 100 years, we are now totally destabilized and dysfunctional. Now, what's interesting is that J. Edgar Hoover implemented COINTELPRO, and that's what happened with the Panthers.
Right.
Eldridge Cleaver and Huey P. Newton start fighting an internal conflict, and it drove them apart.
Exactly.
So it truly is a house divided, right? But I think that's interesting because a lot of black people don't know that we historically voted Republican. We weren't Democratic. You don't think that's strange? Like
it is strange, but that comes from us not being educated and some of that self-righteous for ourselves. Those people of power that have those cliques, they roll with, what's best for them.
Right.
They're not looking at what's best for the people.
Right.
And the people are us, you and I, Kevin.
Right.
Little bitty people.
She said my name. Yes, my name is Kevin, but y'all call me KO. No, it's fine. It's fine. I love you. You ain't gotta be sorry. This organic. I love talking to my people because what you need is an organic perspective that comes from the people, from the roots, from the ground. We get marketed celebrities.
Right.
But the real talk come from the real people.
Exactly.
And that's what this is. Real issues, real talk,
exactly.
Real people.
Exactly.
Take exit.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Mary,
go ahead.
When I voted for her because she was a black woman.
Right.
And I read up the history and the information about her father.
All right, so let me just put y'all up on game.
In 750 feet.
I'm in St. Louis right now, but you never know. I might pull up on you wherever you at. That's not no might. I'm coming to a city
in
near you.
3/4 of a mile.
And I just think when I voted for her, I just looked at, okay, she's a black woman. Maybe we can get some things done, for our city.
Right.
And, some of our crime. Our biggest thing is crime because I am a city resident.
Okay.
And I just think she has not really did a lot, with our crime. And a lot of it is our young kids. 14 all the way up to 25. It's ridiculous that they don't have anything to do. They don't have jobs, resources, And she was just a little while ago, I think, was on Instagram.
In 3.4
that
miles.
same, and she was going to make it out of some type of, I think it's going to be like the old.
I need to hear this. You kind of speaking low. Go
I
ahead.
think she was speaking about making it like an old unemployment office, like job resource program place. But I was thinking to myself as she was on that video, my first thought was, you need to change that red lipstick. First of all, take them front lace wigs off.
Take the front lace wig off.
Yes, stop letting your little cousin do it.
Change your lipstick.
Change your lipstick.
And take that front lace wig off. Take it off. Throw it in the trash.
Yeah. But anyway, that was just my personal, thing, because you represent the black girls and black people, so look apart.
I think that's interesting. Let's go into depth about that, because we got a bonnet generation where women like to come outside in bonnets, and they don't care about how they present themselves. And then, the argument will be, well, I mean, what's wrong with me wearing a bonnet? Well, perception is 9/10 of reality. So how people see you is how they judge you. Well, I digress. Go ahead.
But my thing is, if you were to buy this building and all of this for the city, you sitting on all that money down there at City Hall. We got thousands of people that are homeless, drug addicted, veterans that served our country that are homeless. I think that money should have been used for making some type of buildings and housing for them.
Right.
Also,
you think that money should have been allocated for people who really needed it?
Exactly.
Instead of what did you say she built?
I think it says something about it's like a job resource center, like the old unemployment offices and stuff that they had back in the day.
Right.
But to me, that's here nor there. Then they closed down Larry Rice shelter.
If I may put my input on that particular subject. Well, if she comes up with resource centers for people to be able to get jobs, it creates jobs, and it also puts people in a position to have jobs. Instead of enabling, what I'm saying? Because we do need help. Yeah. People do need help. But if you're capable, if you are a capable person, you should at least get you some form of job. You need a job. It's just capitalism. That's just what we work in. But I think it would do more. My personal stance is I think that she would do more by creating jobs, which will help people, and then they'll have the opportunity to get jobs. But,
I do agree with that. But at the same token, you get a person a job. You got some people that's been homeless and out here addicted on drugs. You're going to make it right.
Yep, I got you.
When you have people that's been out in the streets, homeless, or out here on drugs or whatever, you still
take
get
exit
extra
8 toward Doherty Ferry Road.
guidance because, you give me a job.
Yeah, because drugs, and let me say this, drugs and homelessness is systemic, and it is driven by the numbers. A lot of people are on drugs because they pump drugs into our community to fight a war in the 80s. So a lot of people strung out. They popularized.
Keep right toward Doherty Ferry Road.
They popularize opioids.
State Perez. Then take a slight right.
So we live in that culture. The powers that be market this kind of lifestyle to people, and poverty is math, and crime is big business. So Go ahead.
So I just think if you get them mental health, get them under a doctor for their physical health,
take a slight right.
They can hold a job.
In 1.8 miles.
You don't want to send somebody just because he got strong shoulders and a strong back. That doesn't mean that he's fully capable of standing 8 hours or 12 hours in a factory.
Right.
So first you give them some housing and let them build up they self they self-esteem and saying, okay, I can do this. And at the same token, have you some people, and this is implicating jobs as well.
Right.
Get you some people, some students from Harris Stowe, Forest Park that's going to school for mental health or nursing.
But that kind of goes against what the overall plan of capitalism and hyper capitalism is. In capitalism, you have to have somebody that represents the labor class and the poor class. You have to have it. So it'll go against their strategy. You can't lift people up that you push down.
Right.
Am I making it right
Yeah.
here?
No, you keep straight.
Keep straight.
Mhm.
So what you're saying is a wonderful thing. That's why I do this. A
In
part of
mile, take a slight right
part
on
of
Big Bank
my
Road.
my programming is that I'll be going out and talking to the homeless and really understanding what got them in that position, right? Because what we need to do is understand the situation so we can figure out how to change it, right? You have to understand it first. But Black people need to worry about, and I'm saying this totally in a good way. So if somebody take this the wrong way, it's kind of on them. But we need to practice nepotism.
Yeah.
We need to worry about our struggles as a people and not everyone else's.
Exactly.
Right? So we need to figure out how we went backwards in such a short amount of time, and now we represent less than 1% of the country's overall wealth.
And we didn't created everything that the people are talking about, raising the price up on cars, housing.
Well, I mean, that's inflation. Inflation, the bigger picture is that the powers that be, the 3%, they want everyone, and hear me out, they want everyone in the street begging for sustenance, because we're moving closer and closer to a socialist regime. If we're not already in socialism, and it doesn't appear that way, but I think that we are. But like I said, I digress. Go ahead.
But I just think, if she start there will be a start.
Take a slight right
Like
on
you
Big
say, you
Bank.
go out and you talk to the homeless, and you try to see where all of this stem from and what is it that we can do as a
In
culture
2.8 miles.
to up. That would be a huge start.
Right.
Because housing, to me, if I was homeless, my biggest thing would be my appearance.
Why is that,
when
though?
I'm going through something, don't mean I have to look like what I'm going through.
That's like just to really expound on that, trip off this. So rich people don't like to look the part.
Right.
But the people who don't have it like to look the part. That's kind of weird to me, because
That
it's not weird, it's just really telling, if that makes sense, right?
That's what it is.
So, I mean, if you're going through something, you're going through something. If you don't have it, you just don't have it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we haven't had economic validation in this country. That's why we move like that. A lot of people you see, they wear designer stuff and can't afford it. Buy a nice car and can't afford it. Get a big house and can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Because we romanticize white wealth standards so much that we have an unrealistic outlook on how wealth is supposed to be generated. And this is why I tell people, like, wealth is the accumulation of resources. If you have a lot of resources, then that amounts to wealth. Because rich people don't spend money.
They surely don't.
They walk in with their name and they walk in with their credibility. But we walk in with the racks. But anyway, but go ahead.
Racks on top of racks.
Racks on top of racks. You heard me. So, yeah.
But like if I was saying, if I was homeless,
Mhm.
I would rather look apart. You wouldn't know I was homeless
Right.
unless you followed me to find out where I was going.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I believe even with me having a job
Uh-huh.
and looking up, you might pick, oh, she got cute or she got on, oh, okay. But you wouldn't know my story unless you would have stopped and asked me.
Right.
Hey, how you doing? Could we have a conversation?
Right.
So I just look at it, and like you were saying about the bonnets, that is that's what these young people are doing now.
Right.
Me, I was brought up by old heads. All of my aunts and my uncles raised me.
Right.
And my uncles and my aunts always taught me, you leave something to the imagination.
That's true.
Something.
That's true.
And
Everybody always keeping it real.
Mm-mm.
How you can keep it real, then let's talk about our situation as a people and how we need to stick together, because championships is won with teams.
Okay. Not with the eye.
But don't you think that's interesting that we had that common enemy, like I said, in systemic oppression? Not white people per se, but the white establishment. And then once we got to so-called get included, we went all the way backwards. Now we don't stick together at all.
Not at all.
We don't hang together at all. We don't stick together at all. We don't police our communities. We don't do any of that.
Accountable.
We let liberalism and hyper-liberalism and feminism destroy our families. We had a 77% single-parent household in this country as Black people. And where did that come from? How did we get to that point where, you know, we're so liberated?
We stopped loving on ourselves.
We stopped loving on ourselves.
Because I'm going to tell you, my aunts and uncles taught me, we stick together. I remember as a kid, we sat down at the dining room table and ate together every evening.
Yeah, that's a loss. That's lost. We used to do that too. That, you know, mama made daddy a plate
And then we ate.
and then we ate, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, now we don't even want to make the man a plate. You know, we don't want to be nice to each other, and we should be empathizing with each other more than anyone else.
Yeah.
We the ones who went through so much.
Yeah, so much. But I don't know where we can start, because first, our young people need to learn how to love on themselves. And
But they can't do that if we don't have a nuclear family.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I always remember my auntie say, charity starts at home.
Yeah.
You have single parents that are trying their best to keep their kids in school, keep them abroad, you know, up with their grades, because we know for us as a culture, you either, one thing I was taught, an education they can't take from you.
Right.
And also, when you can, when you are educated,
In a mile.
you can. It's a lot of single parents, like I was with my boys. I raised 2 boys,
Right.
and no, it wasn't always glory. No, it wasn't always sunshiny on this side of the street when it was sun on the other side.
Right.
But I made it work.
Right. Why do you? So my question is this, right? You said you graduated in '86. So, you know, I believe, and it's just my stance on it, right? I think feminism destroyed the nuclear black family. I think that white women associated, and they always do that. Not just white women. I'm talking about anytime somebody has a some kind of struggle like LGBTQ or anything like that, they always associate black women with it. They always pull y'all into it, right? My question is this, right? If we was enslaved for 400 years, when did the black man have enough authority over the black woman to the point where she felt like she needed to be liberated from his tyranny? Black men never earned as much as white men. We've always been oppressed economically, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
We was fighting for the right to vote.
Exactly, and the right to sit on the bus.
And the right to sit on the bus. So when was black men so, and if and I'm not saying it didn't happen,
Turn
I'm
left.
just saying it was a short amount of time during the Great Migration from the South to the North, where men were getting industrial jobs, where they had enough finances to really lord over a woman with that. So when did black women need to be liberated from, you know, from black men? Feminism did that.
Yeah.
Feminism did that, you know what I'm saying? And guess what white women did? They went back home
Sure did.
and left black women
Standing in the street.
standing in the street.
And now we didn't got the big head. Oh, I don't need a man.
And now our women are the only ones that say that.
I digress, because I'm going to tell you something. I ain't going to lie and say I don't need no man. I needs me one.
I know that's
I
right.
need a strong black
And I
man.
need me a woman. I need me a black woman.
And I'm going to tell you something. I used to tell my
In a mile.
girlfriends,
Take a slight left.
raised by my aunt and uncle, that's old school.
Right.
Love who love you.
Love on who love you.
And I'm going to tell you
But
something.
we need to love on each other
other,
specifically
exactly.
and empathize with each other's struggles.
You
See
got
what
that right.
see what happens is this. Check this out. We stop caring. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna validate black women on this right now. Black women have been carrying the black household for 400 years. Y'all have, but that's not the black men's fault. It's our fault because we was put in a situation where, you know, they took our power from us. Y'all know that. You've seen them beat us in front of y'all.
Yeah.
You've seen them tyrannize us in front of y'all. Come on now. So now it sets up something psychologically where you saying, I got to take care of my son. I got to take care of my household at all costs. That's not the place for a woman, period. A woman ain't supposed to be working unless she wants to work with her own hands, but she shouldn't be the primary provider and protector of the black family.
No,
She shouldn't. And that puts y'all in the wrong position. And y'all don't know how to transition from that because you've been programmed to be that. But black men love black women.
yeah.
Let me tell you something. Less than 3% of all men on the planet make 6 figures a year.
Okay.
So what you looking for is a unicorn with a rainbow tail that pisses
Take a
out pure
slight left
gold.
on
I just rather take me a black man if he halfway got his lifestyle together. I'd rather have
in a quarter of a mile.
to protect myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So your 50,000 and his 50,000 make 100,000,
And
right?
we can make that grow.
And y'all can make that grow. So when we talk about, when we had a 50-50 conversation, it's not about
Turn
money
right on.
in the game.
Yeah.
We want to know, men, I'm going to tell you what black men want. We want to know that in the event that we fall off or not fall off or experience something adverse,
Turn right on.
that you're not going to leave me for the lack of funds or the lack of this, because we are trying our best to be and do what you need for us to do to take care of you. Any man that's working 60 hours a week or that's putting in the work and the time, respect that man.
To the fullest.
Respect that man.
Have him a meal and a hot bath.
Yeah, respect that man. And men, start empathizing with your women. They've been through a lot just like you have.
Baby, when she gonna turn around and start tricking at you, look, they running.
Yeah, they better run and get their kids out the street. Get your kids out the street.
Baby, they done ran across the street, baby.
Yeah, you know we can't hit geese, but I'll blow a goose off the get your I'll
Take
blow
it
a
down
goose.
to the China.
So I'll blow a goose off the road. I won't hit you, but I'll blow you off the road. All the wildlife out here.
And that's another thing I don't understand. When you want to get away from these people,
Which way, to the right or
get to the right.
Go to the right? Okay.
When they want to get away from us, they move out here. They take all the natural,
In 500 feet,
habitation
turn
for
left,
the animals
then take a
that
slight
God
left.
put here. They take all of this
Oh,
away.
they live good.
Yeah, and
So,
then
so my therapist described it as, when I was going to therapy, I'm going back. I think that's another thing. I think black people definitely need
most
therapy.
definitely, I
We
just
definitely
asked my
need-
nurse practitioner, give me one, give me a referral.
Yeah, we need therapy, right? But my question, and like I said, this is the question that I'm gonna ask you. I don't think black people know what happiness is. I don't think we know what happiness really is.
And I'm gonna tell
Take
you,
a slight left,
we think
then turn right.
I'm right here.
Right here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you
Turn
something.
right, then the drop-off will be
I
on the
think
right.
That we didn't forget about what happiness is.
150 feet,
If we go
the drop-off
back-
will be on the right.
Hold on for a second. Go ahead.
If we go back and look at our family style back in the 60s and the 70s, that was happiness. Black people was happy then. You can go, I can come to your mama's house, you can come to my house and ask, hey, Miss Betty, can I get a cold drink or something? She gonna give it to you. That's when black people was happy and we were a unit. Now what needs to happen is the men and the women needs to step up.
We need to come back to each other.
Come back to each other.
And we start to empathize and stop worrying about money so much.
And money and the materialistic items that don't mean nothing because
That's
you can't take them with you when you go.
That's right. That's right.
Once we learn to love on ourselves, and then it starts with the individual.
That's right.
Once we start learning to love on ourselves as an individual, then we'll know how to love on somebody else. Because guess what? When we love ourselves inside out, the next person that we run into, just to hold a conversation or just to go to have dinner or lunch, they'll know how to love on you.
Hey, look, check this out. And I'm going to end it with this. It's just like my boy said, because I love this guy. He a Gemini just like you. Because they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why Shorty hollering where the ball is at. Yeah, we demonized that man, but that man was telling the truth.
Yeah.
I think that we are, nobody can deny that we went through slavery as a people. But it sounds like slavery is a choice mentally.
It is.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying that slavery didn't happen. He said that slavery was a mental choice. Big up to Kanye, man. I don't care what nobody say.
I don't either.
Hey, look, and on that note, like I tell everybody when they get out of the car from a wonderful interview, I love you.
I love you more.
That's my guy. We out, y'all.